Canada's head coach says the drone incident doesn't represent her team or Canada, and that's why she will not be on the sidelines at the women's first match.
We'd just like to apologise to our country, but also to New Zealand. You know, there's details regarding this this moment, but I think, and those don't necessarily sit directly with me, but ultimately I am accountable for any action that happens inside of this camp, and for that matter, I think it was really important to step back.
The Canadian Olympic Committee says 2 of the team's staff members were suspended and sent home after New Zealand reported drones spying over their team practice.
It's ultimately compromised, I think, the integrity of our match.
According to Canada Soccer's website, assistant coach Jasmine Mander grew up in BC, and analyst Joseph Lombardi is originally from Brampton. French police say they arrested a Canadian male analyst who admitted to flying the drone and gave him a suspended sentence of 8 months imprisonment. Canada Soccer says it's launching its own independent review, saying, as the leaders of Canada Soccer, we want to express our unequivocal disapproval of the actions taken by members of our women's national team staff. On behalf of our federation, we offer our sincere apologies to the impacted players, coaches, and officials. Canada's Minister of Sports, Carla Qualtrough, released a statement on X saying in part, when rules are broken, there must be consequences. I support the sanctions being imposed by the Canadian Olympic Committee, their apologies to New Zealand, and the decision of head coach Bev Priestman. So far, there is no indication that Priestman was directly involved with the spying drone.
If she wasn't involved, that's excellent. But stepping away and saying, it is still my responsibility as a head coach to take on that role and responsibility of demonstrating ethical leadership. So I really applaud that. I think that's important.
Some say, regardless of her level of involvement, the incident will affect Team Canada's image
as gold medalists.
A team that won gold at the Tokyo Games.
It tarnishes it a little bit. It now maybe raises some questions over, well, did Canada do anything like this in winning those medals?
This is not the first time a Canadian team has been involved in a situation like this. According to reports in Honduran media, their national team stopped a training session in Toronto 3 years ago ahead of its men's World Cup qualifier against Canada. The team spotted a drone above the field.
The use of drones actually is something that's more common than we realize. I mean, it's easy to get drone technology. It's not expensive, and sometimes officials on a team can go rogue.
Players say they're determined to take on their opening game without being distracted by the scandal.
You know, obviously not having your coach is something, but at the same time we know we're ready to perform.
We're not happy with the circumstances, but at the same time we do have a job to do, and we do want to represent our country to the best of our ability, and we're going to do that on the field.
Canada's defending champions will play New Zealand on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern in the city of Saint-Étienne, France. Britnei, CBC News, Toronto.